Hi, this is Julian Valderrama, and I'm the author of Blueprint for Immortality, the Quantum Code for Life Secrets to Success. And on this riff, we're going to be observing some facts, something that happened. This is about how Moses used the scientific method to observe facts. This goes along with my previous riff. The link should be on the description if you haven't already listened to that. So they go hand in hand. So it's important that if you haven't already done so, listen to that one. It's congruent with this one. And we should thank Moses for having the guts to be honest in front of God. Jehovah had acknowledged Moses' apprehension and dignified him with an answer by assuring Moses that he would be with him. Moses had trust that God was powerful, but was not sure if God was powerful enough to do what he said. Thus he asked, quote unquote, "Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What should I say to them?" Wow. Another powerful question that is relevant to our day. Now Moses was asking for direct evidence and assurance in connection to the thoughts he was supposed to convey to the Hebrew slaves in Egypt so that they would have confidence in their so-called messenger from God. Thus far, Moses was asking for confidence and conclusive observations to help the slaves comprehend why his promise had any validity when seemingly there was none. Moses' observation of the physical manifestation as shown by the allowance of their oppression by the Egyptians to continue for hundreds of years obviously show the opposite. Therefore, Moses' courage to present these questions to God was very honest and candid. He should be applauded. This is also a powerful lesson for us. We have acknowledged thus far that there are people who may come to us as messengers from others who claim to have the evidence to teach us how to be successful. I may suggest that as the author of this book, I fall in this category. But we should learn from Moses' honesty again. He did not want to just run off excitedly telling people a sensational report about God right away. He demonstrated this when he asked another question. He asked, "But suppose they do not believe me and do not listen to my voice. For they will say, Jehovah did not appear to you." Moses deserves an outstanding ovation at this point. Still sticking to his guns, he asked the money question. "What evidence do you have that I can show them to prove without a question your power and the authority that you claim?" Was he now in essence asking for empirical evidence as the scientific method demands? Thus we can acknowledge that it could happen. We may learn from people who claim to be messengers and truthfully have real life information that will positively have an impact on our personal lives. But it is important that we know for sure that they, the messengers, have evidence from the authoritative sources they claim to represent. This is where our due diligence and powers of discernment must come into place and kick in like military training. Our lives, our livelihood, our success, and the success of those whom we love depend on it. It is a matter of life and death. And I'm not saying this as hyperbole, but in a literal sense. People are dying prematurely every day because of the dissemination of wrong information to the masses. This point will absolutely categorically be proven with scientific data as one of the main reasons we get sick and die. At this moment, we may be thinking of times when we may have failed to heed this kind of advice in the past. Maybe we are still paying the consequences of such wrong decisions. I know I am. So what physical manifestation did God provide that would help his messenger draw comfort and confidence in his God and himself to successfully accomplish what he was mandated to do. What physical manifestation did God provide that would convince the Hebrew slaves that their God was stronger than that of the Egyptian gods? What evidence will he show them that will prove that their God will accomplish what he promised? And what physical manifestations did God provide for Moses so that the Egyptians would readily see and know that even though the Egyptians had the Hebrews under their command, they would come to the point of having no choice but to let the Hebrews go without resistance, thus acknowledging Jehovah's power as greater than that of their gods. And these are questions that are also relevant to our own personal circumstances. Take money, for example. Let's suppose a person makes $5,000 a month. He also desires to make a lot more. Then he meets 3 people who make more than him. The first one makes $20,000 a month. The second makes $100,000 a month. The third and final mentor makes $1 million a month. The person does his due diligence, takes responsibility, and learns from all 3. He finds that they do indeed acquire such incomes every month because he saw various bank statements, checked references, and examined their lifestyles that show that they do indeed have the evidence of their financial success. We know for a fact that since they make more money than he does, the instruction that he will get from them will be of utmost relevance and value to him. But the one he's most likely to get the most benefit from is the one who makes $1 million a month. We could debate it, but the fact is that the financial records prove that he takes in $1 million a month. Through the scientific method and the powers of observation, this is the truth and a fact, plain and simple. Moses was told by Jehovah to throw his rod on the floor, and as he did, the rod turned into a snake. Account tells us that Moses kept fleeing from it, but God assured him and commanded him to grab it. When Moses did, it turned back into a rod. Why was this significant? Without going into a long explanation, it was significant because the Egyptians worshipped reptiles, mainly the snake or cobra, as gods. This is known because Pharaoh wore what is called a urus, which represented his kingship and authority or the divinity of their gods. Later in the account, we read of a showdown between Moses' rod snake and the rod snake produced by Pharaoh's magic practicing priests. Pharaoh's snake lost. The second physical manifestation was an act of healing. Moses was told by God to put his hand into his robe so that it became full of leprosy when he pulled it out. Then he put it back into his robe. And when he pulled his hand back out, it was completely healed. Both events are obvious physical manifestations for everyone to see. There could be no doubt or disbelief. And more physical manifestations were given. This was also obviously emphasized by the 10 plagues and the parting of the Red Sea. To the majority of scientists who ridicule these stories, these quantum miracles sound more like allegories or myths. But the field of quantum physics alludes to the idea that these things are probable and plausible. This will be discussed thoroughly in the pages of this book, Blueprint for Immortality, the Quantum Code for Life Secrets to Success. With practical application for immediate real-life results to help the reader improve and achieve desired results. In essence, this will help you get the physical manifestations in your world. Consider the following quote. Quote, "None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free." End quote. By Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Okay, this is the end of this riff. I highly suggest, if you have not already done so, to support this channel by buying this book that is being read to you. Life is a Game, the Quantum Code for Life's Principles for Success, and my previous volume, Blueprint for Immortality, the Quantum Code for Life's Secrets to Success. Also, go ahead and put a like on this video if you feel it is valuable. Also, share this with loved ones, friends, And this will help raise awareness of this kind of life-changing knowledge. So consider that, because what you do for others, you do for yourself. What you fail to do for others, you also fail to do for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also go ahead and put a comment below if you feel you have any questions, comments, or observations. I certainly love to read that from you. Let me know, what did you like best and what you got out of it, of what you heard today. And don't forget, life is a game, and this is the quantum code for life's principles for success.